How you doing, everybody? I go by the name DJ Complete, Mr. Complete the Vibe, and right now you tuned into Crowned by SaraG TV, man. Come on.
That's just how the world spins. I guess I'm selfish every now and then. You sin, I sin. You bleed, I bleed. You lose, I lose. I'm human too. Yeah.
Alright, so let me see what's going on here. My senses is telling me to go for this one. Alright. Question 1. What are you doing when you're not DJing? This is a good question. Alright, so when I'm not DJing, most of my time is spent working or probably being in school. Right now I'm in school, so I'm pursuing my master's degree. So a lot of my time is really spent on going to school, going to work, and then after that, I probably got like a calm 2-3 hours to myself to actually breathe and enjoy my life. And I spend that DJing, I'm not gonna lie, or planning out what I'm gonna do. In regards to DJing, I got a few things tucked under my sleeve that I'm planning, so. But yeah, most of the time I'm in school or I'm just working. All right, next one, boom. Let me see, okay. How important is displaying a relationship on social media? When it comes to relationships, I'm in a relationship right now, and shout out to my girlfriend, because she's the best, and she really holds me, keeps me, my mental in place, especially with everything I'm juggling at one time, so shout out to her. When it comes to displaying a relationship on social media, I feel like, honestly, it's up to you. Your social media is your social media. If you choose not to have a social media, then you choose not to have a social media. If you do have one, whatever you choose to post on there is up to you. As long as you and your partner really have that understanding, we shouldn't be heavily focused on using social media to show off our life or show off what we're going through in our life. Whether you're in a relationship or not in a relationship, your partner shouldn't be pressing you to be like, oh, how come you don't, show me off on social media, or how come you're not posting me, or how come you're not doing this on social media? Where in reality, in the real world, you're actually taking her out on dates, you're making her feel special, you're taking your time to talk with her and build her up, help her plan out her goals, or even, just supporting everything that she does. Like the world don't need to see every single step that you guys take or every single thing that you do. If you guys take a nice picture, you wanna post it, then fine, go ahead and post it. In regards to running a business on social media and having a relationship, you could do both, because I think relationships can also play into your favor, because believe it or not, especially with like the relationship YouTube couples, a lot of people like to feel as if they're watching relationships for some weird reason, or be a part of another person's relationship without actually being in the relationship. Like the relationship fever right now is going crazy, and this is like a very big trend that I've been noticing, where people just pretty much just publicize their relationship, every single thing that they do, every step of the way. And a lot of people support that. Depending on how you really utilize your relationship, you can actually utilize it to monetize your relationship and bring in some more chicken. So for me, you gotta think about that. When all them guys that's out there, you hiding your significant other or something like that, you like, I can't show her off, I can't do that, because you scared somebody might slide in her DMs. Don't be nervous. If you got that on lock, you got that on lock. You good. I mean, you gotta have confidence. You gotta have trust in your girl. Your girls don't have trust in you. And then boom. All right, this one right here has been calling my name. Oh, see, I knew it. Describe the process of making a mix. You see, now this process right here, I take very serious, because I'm a perfectionist. So I like all my mixes to sound clean. I like all my mixes, my blends and everything to sound real smooth. So I wanna say when it comes to making a mix, what I like to do is I pretty much just go and I like to just listen to music. So before I even make the mix, or before I even sit down on my laptop, I like to listen to a bunch of music. And believe it or not, what gets me in my zone of listening to music is EDM music. Now, a lot of people don't believe, like, they're gonna look at you and they're like, what? Like, what type of black person bumps EDM music? But see, me, like, in the realm of DJing, I like to be, you know, I like to be diverse. I like to listen to everything. And I actually started off DJing with EDM music. That's how I taught myself, and that's how I really got into DJing. So when I start making mixes, I like to listen to EDM. It really gets me hyped up, it gets me in my zone, starts making me think, because EDM uses a lot of different sounds and a lot of different instruments whenever they're trying to create a mix. And a lot of EDM music, it likes to blend in lyrics from probably like an old song, and they'll have in the kicks and the crazy 808s from a newer hype up song, and once the bass drops and all of that, it goes crazy. So it kind of gets me in my realm of like what I want to hear. And that helps me to figure out what songs that I'm gonna mix in, how I'm gonna blend it, and things of that nature. So when it comes to making a mix, it's like adding the sugar and spice and everything nice, you know, you gotta do all of that. And I'm just gonna say, like, I probably focus more so on blending in comparison to scratching. I know a lot of DJs like scratching in their music, or they say scratching is a big part of DJing, and it is. Don't get me wrong, it is. That is definitely a technique I like to practice as well. But I think blending actually curates the vibe a lot more, especially in a party setting, because a lot of people is not there to listen to scratching, and a lot of people honestly don't really care for scratching besides other DJs. Other DJs would like to hear that because it shows that you're taking the skill very serious. So when it comes to making this mix, I focus a lot on blending the music, mixing the beats, and beat matching, and making sure my acapellas is matching up with the beat, and the beat is matching with the acapellas, and everything is sounding different, so that way when people's hearing it, they're like, yo, hold on, this is not the beat to this song, but this is fire. And it's like, boom, you made your own little remix in the spot. All right, let's see, this one right here is just chilling. Okay, what is the most important lesson you learned from your parents? This one's a good one. I want to say the most important lesson that my mother taught me is to always stay consistent. You know, if you're gonna do something in life, stay consistent, stay true to it, and make sure you're doing it from a genuine place. You know, like, you gotta really be doing something from your heart, because if you're not, then at the end of the day, you're just gonna fall off, because you're gonna end up, you know, resenting whatever you're doing. You're gonna end up hating it, and after a while, you're just gonna be like, yo, this is not for me. And because it's not for you, you're not gonna give your best quality of work or your best effort into accomplishing the goal or accomplishing the task. And in the end, that's just gonna hurt you, because one, it's gonna hurt your reputation, because all of the people that the work affects, they're gonna see that you're doing piss poor performance, and they're gonna be like, you know what, let's get them out of here because it's doing horrible. And two, you're gonna end up hating yourself, because you're gonna be like, dang, I wasted all this time doing all of this and I don't even like what I'm doing. So stay consistent, stay true to yourself, stay genuine. Boom. I'm gonna place this one because I like that one. All right. So, okay. Who in your life do you wish you met sooner, and why? This one's a good one. I feel like I met a lot of people, a lot of influential people. I think, so boy, okay, I got it. I think the most important, like the most influential person that I've met, especially when it comes to DJing and just maintaining the enthusiasm for DJing, is my brother DJ Scarface. And that's my guy, because he's one guy that's seen me through my ups, my downs with the DJing. He's been in situations where he's seen promoters just cut out on me without giving me my money. For me, I had to hunt them down. Nobody responded. It's just like, you know, he's seen me go to places and have a bad set. He's seen me go to places and destroy the crowd. So he kind of seen everything, and through it all, he's always told me like, yo, bro, don't let it bother you, man. If anything happens, you know what? Karma's gonna come back. They ain't give you your bread, they're gonna lose twice that much bread. I mean, you ain't do a bad set, it's okay. People's gonna know like, yo, this is not the regular complete. He usually do better than this. There must be something weighing on his mind or something like that. At the next one, you're gonna shell. You're gonna go crazy. So that's my guy. He always keeps me, you know, focused and level-headed and keeps me enthusiastic about DJing. So shout out my brother, DJ Scarface, man. Put that one right there. Let me see. Oh, I could kind of see a little bit of these. Let me see. This one right here. What's one thing that should be taught in school that isn't? Boom, believe it or not, I actually came from a high school that didn't have art classes or music classes. So really all we had was just gym, you know? And I think that music should actually be taught more so in class, and not so much more of music history, because I feel like whenever there's music classes in high schools or junior high schools or any type of preliminary school, there's always like, it's always mostly focused on music history rather than display of different instruments. And if there is instrumentation involved, it's usually just like the, what was those little, those flutes that we used to get? What's it? The recorders. Like, it's always the recorder. Like, nobody wants to play the recorder. So I feel like, you know, they should try to diverse, you know, like all of the instruments that's being used. And they should also kind of touch on aspects where instead of just playing the instrument, how instruments is used in music, especially when it comes to producing a beat, because a lot of producers use a lot of these instruments. And I think if you kind of introduce beat making or using instruments to produce beats to students, they would be a lot more in tune with music. They would be a lot more willing to even learn about music history, because they're gonna be like, yo, well, if I learn this history, then I'll be able to go out and play this instrument, and I'll play this instrument, I can make my own beat. You know, so a lot of that is not taught in school, so a lot of students don't really care for the music because it's like, they don't think that they're learning how to produce a beat or how to make beats, when in reality they are, but it's not made relevant to them. So I think music should be focused on a lot more on how it can relate to the actual present day world, and not so much more of, you know, just playing an instrument just to know how to play an instrument. So yeah, that's one thing I think should be taught in school. This one right here means a lot to me too, because believe it or not, in my high school, we didn't have music. And what's funny is that one of my gym teachers was actually a DJ. And he was like a real DJ. Like, people used to fly him out to Miami to do the Beastie Carnivals and all of that. And he'd come back the next day like, yeah, I was just out in Miami, you know, just chilling and DJing and stuff. I'm like, it's crazy. So he actually started a DJing program at our high school. And the funny thing is, I was the only one that used to come after school for it. And he bought me like my own equipment. He bought me a MacBook. Like, he really blessed me with everything just for, you know, for helping him and trying to make it happen. So shout out to my old gym teacher, Mr. Lancaster. I ain't forget you. All right, boom. What is something that you want to change in your community? So here, I like this question too, because I try to give back to my community as much as possible. This is just my personal opinion. I think what we need to change in this community is the bandwagon wave. Whereas a lot of people try to start their own business ventures or try to start little ideas or something different that they have, and people don't like to support or don't want to show that they support it until they see that it's already blown up, or it's already something that's like, oh wow, this is something viral, this is something cool now. Now that a lot of people have adopted the trend and hopped on the bandwagon and be like, you know, and kind of ride the viral wave and want to be a part of it and act like they were supporting from the jump, when in reality they were really there and they were just watching, and they're like, is this gonna get anywhere? I don't know, I don't think so, I don't really care for it. And then next thing you know, one day you'll see something that goes crazy on the internet, or maybe like they're doing something where they're consistently tagging different celebrities, and one day a celebrity might repost it like, hey, this person's doing good work, they're consistent. And it's not until that day where everybody sees it like, oh, this celebrity supported them? All right, now I'll hop on the wave and support them too. You know, so I think our community needs to change that trend of only supporting somebody when they've actually made it, instead of supporting them while they're trying to make it, you know? So, yeah, I think that's something that we should change. All right, let's see. This one right here. Ooh, powerful question right here. How do you support Black women? So this right here, I like this question a lot because there's a lot of things in my personal life that I try to change in regards to how I view women, how I support women, and even how I speak about women when women are not around. And a lot of things that I like to do, I refrain from using, the word female dog, B-I-T-C-H. I think we all know what that is. But I refrain from using that whenever I'm trying to discuss a woman or speak about women or anything of that nature. Men will be men have their conversations, but a lot of things that I like to focus on is the way we describe women and our diction and the words that we use to speak about them and things of that nature. I don't like to, kind of talk about them in that way. I try my hardest, to remove those type of words from my diction and my vernacular in order to speak about women in a more positive light. Even if you're not saying something, even if you guys may have had a falling out or a woman may have disrespected you and you probably telling, venting to somebody about it, you're trying to refrain from using words to describe women in a very negative light or a very demeaning and belittling way. Because I kind of personally, I grew up around women, so it's like when I see that, when I hear men talk about them like that, it's like, damn, like somebody eventually in the future, I have a little sister, but when she get older, eventually in the future, somebody might speak about her like that. I'm not gonna like that, And I don't want nobody to speak about my moms like that. I know nobody want nobody to disrespect your moms. Like, come on, that's your moms. So I definitely try to change my tone and my vocabulary whenever I discuss or describe women. And another thing that I like to do as well with women is just pretty much overall just their support and trying to bring them to their best and most, I want to say like enthusiastic, or that's probably not the word I'm really looking for, but pretty much just trying to help them build their confidence to a point where it's like, with or without you, they don't need you, So I kind of focus my energy, especially with my female cousins and then my mom and everything. I try to really focus all my energy and always encouraging them and keeping them enthusiastic about life and keeping them to, telling them that they're beautiful every day. Just like, yo, you gotta remember, you are beautiful, you're smart, you're intelligent. You don't need to listen to what anybody says, especially my little sister, because she's like going to 6th grade, and you know how everybody is in the 6th grade. Everybody's a bully for some weird reason. I don't know why, but she tells me a lot that boys kind of bully her and stuff because she's like tall and skinny and stuff. So I tell her all the time, like, listen, they only mad because they short. It's okay. Don't let that get to your head. You're beautiful, you're smart, just stay focused. So it's a good one. This one right here, now I'm gonna put that one next to me. I like this one. Well, all right. So if you had to get a tattoo right now, what would it be? You see, now, this one right here gets me mad because Friday I actually had a tattoo appointment and they canceled it because of the COVID thing. So I would have had another tat right here, but, so basically the tattoo that I was getting, I'm trying to fill my sleeve, and I'm not gonna tell nobody the concept though, because I don't want nobody to start stealing my ideas. But I was doing my sleeve, and then I was gonna get my shoulder piece here and here. And it's pretty much gonna be like, so what it's gonna be is a tiger. And the way it's gonna look as if leaves are coming from my arms and it's covering the tiger's face, but it's not really covering the tiger's face. It's like he's hiding in the bushes, but he can see through, like it's seeing through you. So basically he's just camouflaged, incognito and stuff like that. And the leaves are basically gonna look like my skin. It's hard to explain. It's something you just have to see when it's done, but it was a fire concept. All right. Last but not least, wow, I could have saved my DJ Scarface speech for this. Name a DJ that you are inspired by and why. That's funny how the last question too. Shout out my brother DJ Scarface, man. All right, so I actually have a project that's coming up. It's called Vibe Check, right? And this is a project where I connect with a lot of artists. Throughout like my time with DJing, I feel like I've met so many people that create music, produce music, and you know, everybody has a talent, you know, and it's just like, sometimes these people just don't have the platform or have the exposure that they need to showcase that talent, even though they're being consistent or, you know, they're constantly producing the work, and they feel as if because their platform or their social media status isn't heavy enough, whereas they can gain that traction to build the engagements to really show off like what's going on. You know, they feel discouraged to even continue their talent, or they're just like, this is not, you know, I feel like it's not going to get anywhere because like I don't really get support on social media or things of that nature. So, you know, they kind of shy away from staying true to like their talent, staying true to just continuing and being consistent on whatever it is that they're producing or creating. And right now I'm starting like an artist initiative or artist exposure initiative, and it's called Vibe Check. So I actually finished filming season 1 with all of the artists and everything, and you guys are gonna start seeing the content pumping out real soon. And Vibe Check is pretty much all about meeting and exposing multi-genre artists. So I feel like a lot of DJs focus on just freestyles, you know, Freestyle Friday. Everybody's a rapper. It's cool, but in the world, in reality, not everybody's a rapper. You know, you got R&B singers, you have people that produce pop music, you have people that produce EDM music, you have people that sing, that play instruments. You know, it's like there's so many different faces to music, and we only show exposures to just hip hop and rap. You know, we shy away from everything else. So yeah, I got some good things on there. I got a lot of nice vibes. Yeah, stay tuned. I got some things coming. I want to thank everybody. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to thank SaraG TV. I'm DJ Complete, locked in with Crown. You already know what it is. Make sure you hit that like button that's in the corner over there, over there, over there. Check both sides. Make sure you comment, hit the comment for me. Twitter fingers turn to comment fingers. And then make sure you subscribe, stay tuned. Throw on that little bell button at the top, man. Tune in. SaraG TV, DJ Complete the vibes, man.